Another live stream day with my collectibles.
It's Corey.
Hey, bud. How's it going, everyone?
We're back, you guys. It's 2025, January the 15th.
A new year.
And we're so happy to see you guys. Thank you so much for joining. Corey, how you doing?
I am doing well. Very cold here in Ohio. We just got a winter band of weather, so ice and snow. My two boys have not gone to school for a week because it was canceled for all of last week. So they were happy as happy can be.
Oh, talk about lucky, hey? I mean, I know, it's like the weather thing, but hey, we've all been there. We've all wanted that snow day, and you've had like a whole week of it. That must be fun for you.
Oh yeah, having the boys banging around upstairs, causing chaos and all of that good stuff. Now it's great. It's always fun having the boys home, especially for winter weather, because that means sledding and snowballs and cutting paths through the snow. The neighbor girl comes over and they both go flying down. I'm in the rolling foothills of the Appalachian Mountains, so I have this huge, like 3 or 4 acre field right next to my house, which is a giant hill. So I mean, you whip down that thing, neck breaking speed, and then suffer as you walk all the way back up. It's brutal.
It's like the Christmas Vacation scene. You got that, like,
Oh my gosh, what's going on, Aaron? What is this?
What's going on, Corey?
Chaos!
Oh!
This can't be real. It can't be happening.
Something interrupted the broadcast.
Looks like it's coming out of England. Oh, breaking news. Tragic stuff.
Well,
oh my gosh.
What's going on, Corey?
Just some breaking news. Galactus coming to the platform and devouring everything.
Oh my
Starting
gosh.
in the UK, it looks like.
Breaking news.
Having so much fun with the Galactus asset. it's so cool. Probably one of my favorite. Like, the scale of it is just so amazing. We're going to talk about that in the live stream. We have some special guests for the live stream today too, hopefully. So we got a really packed one for you all, and we really appreciate you all swinging by to watch. We're going to be talking about some of the past drops. We got Inside Out. We've got that awesome running mon with that physical giveaway that was attached. Obviously got the Galactus Evolvables coming. And so this is going to be a fun live stream. We got a lot to talk about.
Oh, yeah, it's fantastic. That was a lot of fun. We're going to get into Galactus, like you said. Just so you guys know, we have our moderators in the chat again, as always, doing an amazing job. Thank you so much, you guys, for showing up today. And that means we have giveaways like we always do. So there's a couple of giveaways going out. If you're just chatting and interacting with us and having fun and putting your comments down there, 2 of you will be randomly chosen by our moderators from Discord, and you'll get that giveaway announcement as we always do at the end. And we have, like I said, a few announcements like Corey was setting up right there. We have a special guest today from 247 Comics. Are going to show up a little bit later. They're going to talk about their Kickstarter, and of course, a VeVe artist, that with a comic artist thing that we're going to be able to get you if you actually participate in the Kickstarter. They're going to give the full details of that. It's never been before done. It's amazing. We have a Collectors at Heart new episode that's going to be launching. That's right. We're going to tease that. We also have the VeVe-verse interview, the full interview with Cole Chillin, and we're going to tease that a little bit as well right here. Tease the interview, not the whole VeVe-verse, just the interview. That's a lot of fun. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to cover all the drops and do a whole bunch of stuff. And also, in case you guys missed it, Ben Rose did have another interview on an awesome channel. We're going to show you where that is at the end of the live stream, so you can go directly from here over and watch Ben Rose's interview, his first of the year. Well, he did the Superstar Money one, but now his first time since he's been back. So, but yeah, Corey, what was going on with that Galactus? That is absolutely crazy. Can you play the breaking news again? I think this is
breaking news. Where? Oh my goodness. Chaos.
Oh! What's going on?
I'm such a fan of this collectible. It is so amazing. It is so crazy.
Look out!
And a big thank you to Mr. Falcon, who snagged us some of that AR footage from his neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Super fun stuff.
Absolutely amazing. Well, we have Galactus coming up because you've seen the announcements, everybody, and we're doing it a little bit differently this time, specifically around, using an older collectible that I know a lot of people love and incorporating that into one of the stages. And we're also having all the crafting on the stages on it on the one full day after the first day. So we can get into the blog right here and go over this. I know everyone has seen it. But let's just kind of try to explain it a bit as a little bit more, Corey. So we have the first one is normal. And by the way, I mean, amazing video. I know we've gotten a lot of great feedback from you and the team putting together these awesome trailer videos, like true movie level, it's crazy, right? So thank you so much for doing that, Corey. How long did that trailer take you guys? I mean, and what's the thought behind what you guys did there?
What we really wanted to do with this one is the diorama itself. The way the diorama was basically built for this collectible is to show off the scale. And so what we were looking for is a lot of low shots looking up, just give you sort of that cosmic, gigantic feel, which it's kind of why I wanted to do that little breaking news clip, because it's cool to see the scale of that collectible, like in an actual city, right? Like the Galactus it's a cool thing about digital collectibles is that you can scale them, in augmented reality as big as you want. And, you've seen a lot of things like that. Like people take collectibles and put it in the middle of like football stadiums and scale it. So it's towering above the stadium. But Galactus is just made to do that. But yeah, that was the storytelling concept really was that we wanted to show scale, and we just want to show how beautiful and amazing this thing is. One cool thing, that throne right there.
Yeah.
The production team, whenever they were looking at thrones, there's a lot of comic Galactus thrones historically, like as you go through canon. And what they did is they found I want to say it's like 5 or 10 throne references, because every version of Galactus's throne in comics is a little bit different, right? And so this throne is a conglomeration of parts and pieces of like 10 different comic references of thrones. And this truly for us is like the first appearance of that throne, because this is the first time that version of Galactus's throne has ever existed as an officially licensed, because, this all goes through Marvel. So some cool little bit of background on how that throne came together.
So so you're saying that it's all different thrones put together to create like this new one that we created for Marvel that's never been seen before in the history of anything.
Correct.
That is unbelievable. That is awesome. Cool. Well, here's the comment right here, right off the start with the special edition, as usual. The Cosmic Devourer. I mean, amazing right here. It's at 20 gems right there with the 6,860 editions. At first appearance, of course, first public edition is 41. And, we hold 90 back as well for future reference as well. And here's the special edition chaser on this. Now, this one, Corey, I wanted to ask you because this is different than the previous special edition chasers that we've had in regards to what? Because you're excited about this.
Yeah, I was super excited about this. All of the previous special editions have basically just been a shift in a colorway or an addition of an element. So with Sabretooth, our last evolvable, you had sort of the standard civilian closed Sabretooth in a crouching stance, and they added those bronze bangles.
Yeah.
And then for Punisher, you've got a different color for his gun belt and his waist belt from black to white. With this, it's an entirely added animation. So you're getting a sweet static animation of his power cosmic, and his fist. So for me, anytime you're getting a special edition, like the goals, as this is Corey speaking as a collector, my goal, if I'm getting something that's a special edition, whether that's a, trading card game card or anything, is that it should be very unique in appearance and it should be pretty scarce. And so this one really hits those two wickets. There's no mistaking the normal common for the chaser, because one has a fistful of lightning and one doesn't, right? So it's like a great way to differentiate between the two.
That's awesome. Yeah. So we're going to keep on advancing that. That's going to be great right here. And of course, there's 140 editions of that one right there. And then what we've done, so that's coming on the 18th at 8 a.m. So that's that whole thing on the 18th. But so what we did, everybody, is that we listened to the feedback from the community, from the content creators, from you, from the collectors, from people internally in the app. We monitored how the first two evolvable drops went in regards to time frames spread across those multiple days. So we decided to actually combine them into that 1 day stretch right here for the whole second phase of that. Is there any other things you want to talk about that, Corey, about some of the reasons why? But a lot of it had to do with time frame and overlapping on other drops, as far as I know.
Well, the initial idea for the Evolvables, and I think Dan and I talked about this, Dan Crothers, CEO, whenever we did our very first video on the Evolvables together to kind of explain this concept. What we wanted with the Evolvables was a drop model that we could adjust over time to gauge how much people enjoyed it. Because for us, it's all about experience, delivering the very best experience we can to our collectors, making it as fun as possible and as the least amount of confusion as possible, right? And so one of the things that we can adjust, we can adjust edition numbers, we can adjust prices, and we can also adjust the tempo in which these things release.
Yeah.
And so this is the early days. This is the third Evolvable. I'm super excited for it. But part of being in the early days is gathering a huge amount of data and seeing, what are people digging on? What do they like? What's the feedback telling us? Yeah. And then making changes, gradual changes over time to try to hit that sweet spot. Because that's the goal. We always want to get everything to that sweet spot.
Yeah, for sure. So we got the uncommon and then Ben Rose in the chat right there. How you doing, Ben?
Oh, Ben's in
Laser eyes.
Laser eyes.
And they actually love the laser eyes too, which is super cool. They actually
for sure
animated. They shoot, so that's pretty awesome. So that's a craft right there. The uncommon, 4,500 editions on that one. You're going to need that 699 and those MCP to get that cosmic power right there. You have to burn the common right there as well, which is cool. And then we got the rare right here. Now this one is incredible.
Yeah.
With the planets all moving around and fully animated. I mean, super cool.
This one's really, really impressive. The first time I saw it was from the production team, sort of in shot grid, and it looked really, really cool. But whenever we actually placed it into the environment and we were navigating cameras, and you could just see that the planets orbiting around the collectible creates such an immense sense of scale, which is just so perfect for this character, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what you think of whenever you think of Galactus. Like, I like the panels of Galactus where it's like a person on a planet looking up at the atmosphere and all you see are like two eyes and a giant head that's just like filling the entire sky, like just the immense scale of what is coming for you. So I really love this one. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's super awesome right there. And of course, that one, there's 2,500 editions. Now, like you said, note the time, everybody, the 19th of January. So this is at 9 a.m. And of course, right before that, it's at 8 a.m. on the same day. So we're not spreading them out over 5 days. You have to note that the 19th of January, the day after the initial drop. And then right here, we have, like I said, the Devour of Worlds craft right here. This is at 9 a.m. And then, we need that 699 and then that 1,000 editions as we go up a little bit. And you're going to burn that uncommon. And then we get down to the ultra rare. Now, this one is like, just as I hit on this again right here, this is at 10 a.m. the same day. So we're staggering them an hour apart. And of course, they're going to be open and live, until they're, gone, right? Of course, this is how we're launching them. So you'll be able to go in there, they'll just be live at those times, right? But this one, Corey, this is crazy. So I know that you and me have talked about this a lot. I know the community's talked about this a lot. We have a lot of amazing collectibles, a lot of beautiful stuff from the past that we all love and hold on to and collect. And Silver Surfer is one of them. So what was it thinking around bringing him into this one? Because I know they're so connected in, of course, in the lore, right?
A big part of the production process when our amazing production team and the artists that they work with sort of concept out what these drops are going to be is understanding the canonical references. This is a Marvel Entertainment, so we're looking more at Marvel Comics. And, you got to have Galactus's Herald involved, right? Like, Norrin Rad is the sidekick. Like, I say sidekick, but he's a herald. If you're into comics, you get what I'm saying. And we, amazingly have that collectible on the platform. Yeah. And so as we look at all of the past collectibles that we have, especially some of those iconic FAs, it's really important. And FA, in case, you're new to VeVe, that's a first appearance. That means that Silver Surfer you're seeing on screen, the original one, was the first time that character was ever released on VeVe. It's the first appearance of that character. Yeah. And so for us, it's really important to revisit some of those iconic characters and pay homage to them. And whenever possible, depending on what the circulating supply of those collectibles were, given whatever the ecosystem or number of things that we're releasing at the time, to try to create some balance across collectibles.
Yeah.
So this was a great opportunity to homage an amazing FA, but also maybe reduce that circulating supply a little bit, plus add an animation, which is, it's a beautiful, beautiful animation. We really did the best we could with that promo video to show you just how awesome he looks zipping around Galactus. Really slick.
Yeah. That's super cool for sure. And that's actually the interesting point you said right there, added an animation, because so we have the, Silver Surfer, we have him in the app and everything, and he looked great and beautiful, but he was static. And he still is static, the FA right now. He's still just a static right there. And what you're doing here is you're going to take him and you're going to take the MCP and you're going to take that you're to craft and burn an edition of him away, plus the previous rare version, to get to that next level right here. And so it does reduce down that Silver Surfer supply that we have currently. But also, you hit a point. It's the same Silver Surfer in there. He's just animated now, which is really interesting. A lot of people have noticed that, and they've actually brought that point up that, oh, look, it's not like it's a new Silver Surfer that we created. This is one that's animated within it and combined. So that, those are kind of interesting possibilities for the future.
It's a thing that I've mentioned in past live streams, whether with you or with some of the senior leadership team or on other channels, is that our production team does a whole bunch of work on these collectibles. And a part of that process is making sure that future interactivity or animations could be achieved. That's not a promise that every single thing that's ever been made is going to be animated, of course, but the opportunity and the ability to do that is always within our reach. So we're really, really hoping you all enjoy this. I know I'm stoked for it. I love Silver Surfer. I love Silver Surfer comics. It's that unique art, right? Like, it's very cosmic. Some of the most beautiful artworks I've ever seen are Silver Surfer covers. So very, very excited to see Norn Rad getting some love.
It's also interesting too, because at this stage of the Evolvables, you noticed how we were able to add in a previous collectible into the Evolvables process. Just keep in mind, everybody, that, these are things that we're thinking about for future releases. So keep your eyes open. And, we do have some, I know Corey, we'll talk about some of the comic books that we have that are coming out, that came out this week. And then, coming out, we do have comic books with some great FAs as well.
100%.
So you just never know what could be coming down the pipe. But anyway, check it out right here. We got that craft. There's 1,000 editions of this one at the ultra rare right there. List price $9.99 with 5,000 points you're going to need. And of course, you're going to need that Silver Surfer, and of course the rare to get that one. And so that's going to be a lot of fun. And then, like, we get to this one right here again. And if you're just joining us, Corey talked about the throne right here. I'm just going to ask you one more time about it. But this is the secret rare right here. And this is an incredible piece. I'm sorry. Like, I'm just a super fan of, like, any of the Marvel stuff. And I just cannot even believe the detail on this one. Like, just for me as a fan. And can you just talk a little bit again about what you said earlier about the throne? Because it's unique to VeVe, never been seen before.
Absolutely. It's really unique everywhere. So what the production team did whenever they're doing their research on how to generate these models and best represent the character, they knew they wanted a throne. But if you look canonically through the comics, there's a lot of different versions of thrones out there for Galactus. He's had a lot of different variations. And so what they did is they took different elements from a whole bunch of different comics and assembled them basically into a new version of a Galactus throne, which now is the only version that exists that's officially licensed by Marvel, so super, super slick little piece of backstory there with that one. And this thing looks really cool. I did my best in some of the promotional materials, and our graphic design team did their best to do a lot of upward angles. Usually you want to do an upward angle if a character is supposed to be menacing, but also if the character's, bigger than planets, you want to shoot up. So shooting up from the steps in front of this throne really gives you an amazing, amazing shot. It's great stuff.
100%. Well, everybody stay tuned for that. I mean, we're coming up right here. 300 editions on that secret rare right there. First public edition 16. It's $9.99 right there at 20,000 MCP points. And you have to do that ultra rare. That's going to be tough because that ultra rare with the Silver Surfer is so awesome. So we progress down the line. And this one, again, is at 11 a.m. on the 19th. And the previous stage is at 10 a.m. and then 9 a.m. and 8 a.m. And so we're going right there. And then that's not it though, because
wait, there's more.
The diorama, like what is going on with this, Corey? This is crazy because I only saw this towards the end of when it was being created. And I was just losing my mind over the scale of this and the complexity. Like you got to tell us a bit about how this went down, because this is nuts.
For sure. There's a lot of really cool details in this diorama. Like obviously you've got the smoke and the fire and you have a huge amount of scale. I don't know if the separate blog article for the diorama itself has gone out, but I mean, there's destroyed
it's at the
vehicles.
bottom of the, it's actually incorporated into the blog of Galactus, just at the bottom. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. There's destroyed vehicles on that road. There's like buses upturned. There's a huge amount of small details that are hidden within this thing, but there's some huge details. Like if you kind of look in the center of that map, like pretty much dead center, you know how the road makes a T, and then the T goes left where that smoke is. There's two gigantic broken areas for footprints,
right?
Where Galactus and the common and the uncommon, basically all of his standard standing poses. You can scale him and place him so it fits those broken footprints, which creates like a really, really cool sort of sequence. But additionally, you know, as I do, whenever I'm messing with these things and the staging apps and everything else, I put a boatload of different collectibles and I've tried a whole bunch of different things. And this diorama, because it's so gigantic, just does an amazing job. And that's, again, a testament to our production team and our artists, because you only have a certain amount of space in terms of memory, in terms of polygons, triangles to build out a scene. If you make it too big, you lose a ton of detail and it looks really, really bad if you're up close. This one from afar looks really, really good, and up close still holds up. Like the texture of the ground, the cracks and all of that, really, really well done. Beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's just so incredible to look at. And I really, you know, you guys are just killing it. And I know that our, design team is just killing it, just really putting extra effort in. Guys, just know they're working on stuff right now behind the scenes too that is really awesome, trying to give you guys all the best we can. So along with the time changes, along with the crafting of the Silver Surfer in there, along with all of that stuff with the animation, of course, on the SE with the different, I think we'd love to hear from you, everybody, about what you guys think about it so far. And of course, as the drop happens, just about stepping it up even further with opening up more possibilities. This is what Evolvables are all about. You know, we're just getting started, everybody, and we hope you really appreciate that. So we'll get back to that. We'll talk more about that as time goes on right here. But this one's coming out right here on at 8 a.m. on the 19th. So this is going to happen at the same time as the craft. So the crafting that's going to happen for the uncommon, this is happening at the exact same time as a drop. 974 editions right there as an ultra rare. And you can priority bid if you want right there, but there's less than 1,000 of these at 30 gems a piece. So, do what you guys are going to do. Let us know. We're going to be having a ton of fun. We'll be like interacting with a lot of the drop shows and just having a crazy time. I know you and me, Corey, are going to be playing around that day, right?
Yeah, for sure.
We got to transition on into another little. Oh, no!
But don't let this breaking news get in the way of the giveaway that's happening right now. Be sure to like, comment for your chance to get a random.
Corey! Oh my gosh, breaking
news. We're done with that. That's the last time.
No, I just want to play that for the rest of the live stream. That's the best. So we had an update not so long ago, just a little while ago, and we're going to continue these updates, everybody, and keep giving us that feedback in the bottom right corner of the VeVe app, the web app. Let us know what's happening with your experience, of course, on the platform. Mobile app updates. This one just came out. I'll just recap it a little bit. The bulk of issues that prevented showroom AR accessibility issues are now resolved, which is great. The team is working super hard on, getting rid of those and fixing those up and adjusting them for the different, platforms, the different, the different phones and devices and all that kind of stuff. It's a difficult job in some ways, but they're doing it the best they can. We're going to keep updating. Search result, navigation and pathing are resolved. So we're still working on issues with that as well and other fixes and enhancements, but we will continue to, provide up-to-date, like as soon as the update's ready, we'll tell you exactly what happened. We'll post about it, and they're going to keep coming. And the app is never going to be done, right, Corey? I mean, we're always going to be improving it from now until forever. Always wanting to improve, always coming out with new updates. So that's just a little update for everybody right there. We'll have more to come. I also wanted to shout out, I know you and me, Corey, we wanted to talk about this. Our very own Claire, she's the next level 100. And this is super special because she's the first women level 100 that we have in our community. We're so happy for her. I just want to say something before you do too, Corey. She's been such a great inspiration for the rest of us. She's given us a ton of feedback, really positive, all the stuff that she's been thinking. She's been very critical of certain things, letting us know exactly and that's what we want. That's what we want from everybody. Let us know what you think. And please tell us, and we'll do our best. So she's been great in that capacity, but also just as a community builder, and the first female to level 100 she's in the top 50 of the first 50 people to reach this achievement. Do you have anything special you want to say to her too? Because I just appreciate her so much.
Just a massive congratulations. And I think it's a testament. We get a lot of demographic information that's like, oh, we skew mostly males, it's mostly males that collect on VeVe. But the reality is, my wife collects on VeVe, Dee in chat collects with her husband on VeVe. Claire obviously, kills it on VeVe. There are many amazing female collectors on our platform, as well as female artists, female creators. And we want to see more of that. So just a massive congratulations. I know that she'll eventually get her package sent to her, which will be really, really amazing. So just amazing to see the level 100s growing. Huge part. And that means I'll get to see you, Claire, if you're watching this, every second Thursday of every month for your level 100 sneak peek preview, where Corey talks about content, gives sneak peeks of the art that makes our collectibles.
Yeah, and that's through Discord. That's amazing. We always try to get together and talk to the level 100s and on top of everybody else, but that's their special time. And I know Claire's going to be excited to be in there next time. So big congrats to you. Lots more to come for our level 100s. And of course, all different kinds of levels of collectors we have on VeVe. We have lots of plans for masters and everybody else. I'm in the diamond range, so I have to step my game up. I have to catch up to you somehow, Corey. I don't know if it's going to be possible. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention right here, and this is our VeVe feed contest on X. Now, just if you're joining us here too, and you didn't tune in at the beginning, we do have giveaways for this live stream as well. I know our moderators, Josh and stuff, you guys are down in the chat. Thank you so much. Om Dub and Josh, you guys are in there helping out down there. And of course, they're doing a giveaway just by you commenting, like right now in our live stream. So keep going. And they'll be announcing the winners of those, through Discord and everything a little bit later. But we've been running this VeVe feed contest, this community contest now. I think this is like our 6th or 7th rendition of it. And these are the newest, entries. So they're just randomly taken by our mods right there. They go into the VeVe feed. They, just see try to make it different each time, and try to grab just different people's creations, put them together, all 12, and then let the community just decide. And then we celebrate, all of them, because I think our feed is really taken off. We had one at Christmas, which was super fun. We had one to start off 2025. This is our second one. And we had our winners go out, and they'll be getting your giveaways, the winners, like today. Anyone who's won giveaways, they usually go out Tuesday, Wednesday around that time. So this is cool, Corey. Give me a chance to look at this because I have a favorite.
I have a favorite too. And it's very clear which one my favorite is.
Oh, you got use the word play right there for sure.
That's amazing.
Star Wars?
Yeah, it's a great use of the I think we're seeing 2 dioramas there. We're seeing the Tatooine diorama, we're seeing the Homestead. We're seeing, I believe, one of the Return of the Jedi posters blown up, which is creating that amazing backdrop with the planet and the huge ship. And then just an amazing display of Star Wars collectibles. I love themes. And I'm a Star Wars guy. They're all amazing. Just in case yours is up there, they're all very, very impressive. But I love that
Star Wars one for you. Cool. That pulls your heartstrings for sure. You know which one that makes me feel really nice and happy is NTTX. It's just such a nice, warm and cool scene using a diorama with the running mon and all that. It's just it's just such a nice kind of pleasant thing to look at. Look at the far background of that one. Like all the people put so much detail. Everybody. I mean, Charlie
What are we
Boys
seeing? Like, that's
and
Jurassic Park
Cake.
gate, and then
Yeah,
you've got the Bambi, and then
yeah,
what's on the left, in the top left corner there? It's kind of small for me.
yeah. It's in the. I can't quite make out what it is in the top left, but like look in the right. Look, there's like right
Yeah,
between the
that's
trees.
the
There's a
beauty of
little.
what our collectibles can do, is they just let you make amazing scenes. And you
Yeah.
get to play with your toys as well as collect, buy, sell, and all of that.
Yeah. So all you got to do right here is just post, in the VeVe feed, just do a creation, just share it there, and just, share as much as you want. And it's in the app itself. And just share it there. It can be an AR thing. It can be a vault creation. It can be anything at all. You can see there's a mix of that in this right here. And they'll just go through, they're just randomly picking 12 and putting it out there. And, and just have a lot of fun and celebrate it. And then, of course, the contest is on X. And that way we can just let you vote. And when you're voting, try to use their VeVe username that is shown right here. And also, don't be afraid to go in and follow everybody that you see right here, because they're
For sure.
creating and they have lots of other stuff that they're doing. A lot of people do. They post all the time. So follow each other, interact, comment in the feed itself. Like, have some fun in there as we keep on building it, keep on adding more features to the feed. It's just a ton of fun. And thank you so much for everybody for participating. It's been a
Yes, thank
very,
you.
very successful thing in terms of just having people participate. And we're going to see if we can do more with this kind of stuff, just to have a lot of fun. So great there, right there. And VeVe Wheels, the first winner. There you go, from the last
Hey,
week. So congratulations
congrats.
on that. And we had a runner-up, and we also have a voting winner. So if you vote here on X, you can win as well, just by putting a vote in, just by participating. So everybody gets a chance to win. So time to move on to the next bit, because we do have a pretty packed show right here. We'll hit
Not a
on
pack show.
a pack show. So we had Daredevil #6 come out. This comic right here, 2000 editions with Mr. Fear. Now, I have a story about this one, Corey.
Tell me your story.
This is my story. So I had this comic as a kid somehow. Yeah, not as a collector. Like, we're talking like I was 5 years old or something, and I completely had forgotten about it. Like, it's just out of my memory, And then when this comic was shown to me in the app that it was coming, and I was about to do all the social posts, I was looking at the cover, and it all of a sudden started to trigger like an old memory that I had seen this comic before, and I had read this comic a lot, and I had stared at this cover, and this Mr. Fear guy was like super like interesting to me as like a 4 or 5-year-old kid. And I was like, wait a second, I've seen this cover like before. And I was like, oh, I had this. And it was I don't know why I had it. It was just in my house, and I was like, because I'm, I don't want to date myself, but I go pretty far back. So this is like early 80s probably. So it just triggered this really cool memory, and I was like, oh, I've seen this. So that's the kind of thing that comics can do. And so, of course, I got the comic, and then I read it, using the reader app. And I was reading through it, and I started to notice inside there as well, certain like panels really started to come back. So I was unlocking a childhood memory through this comic. And it's only happened one other time for me like that, when my kids were young, and I was getting them Dr. Seuss books and things like that. And there was one little MC Golden Age. I'm not quite there, Ben, but but I was reading to my children when they were like little babies and stuff, and and they had like some Dr. Seuss books. And there was one book, and it was like this little mini book with all these monkeys on it, jumping around, doing things. And then when I was reading it, I was like, wait a second. Same thing. When I was like maybe 4 or 5, someone had read that to me, and I started to, it was the art. It was the art that triggered a memory that had been completely. Yeah. So I just thought that was an interesting story to tell you.
So how many did you get?
Well, so far I just got the 3-digit comment on that one, and I'm going to go after that ultra rare.
Nice. I like that ultra rare. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous one. So let us know how you guys did on that one. That one's pretty cool. And by the way, Daredevil's trailer has just dropped today. So if you guys see the Daredevil show's trailer, so what we did as VeVe, right? We have a Daredevil comic yesterday. The Daredevil trailer comes out today, and we have another Daredevil comic coming tomorrow. And but I want to talk about Inside Out really quickly first.
Let's do it to it.
What a cool drop.
Yeah, you're a big part of this one with our drop mechanics team in terms of using those memory orbs. Really, really fun stuff.
Yeah, for sure. You got
what was the thinking there?
Yeah, so basically, if you had that memory orb, it kind of gave you the access to get all of them, as opposed to doing it as its own separate drop. We wanted to incorporate it in, give people a chance to kind of land that one. And it was kind of like a gateway or kind of a key to getting the other ones. And that's something we want to try to do a little bit more, is to kind of like make it so, it's not just a regular drop, but we can like add a little bit of kind of interest into that. So you can, you can go and get that drop. And if you land that one, it's kind of like a gateway key into the other ones. And then you can collect all of those. And now the cool thing about that orb is that it's its own set, right? So you have like the set and then the set. So there's like two sets there. I don't think a lot of people really kind of recognize that quite yet, but it's its own set. And then there's another set. So it's like you're getting the extra MCP on all that stuff, which is pretty cool.
Did you see Max and Janie did a video talking about this Inside Out? That's one of those kind of more recent movies that's really impacted a lot of people in a big way.
Yeah.
Really deals with some really complex but relatable concepts. And so I know this was a big favorite of my wife. We've watched this one as our family quite a few times. And I think at New York Comic Con, I want to say that was the last con we went to, right, Aaron? Or Michael?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. New York Comic Con.
We met the artist that I think did, I want to say it was Envy, one of the characters. And so that was really cool. And I'm pretty sure that artist sketched for Janie at the booth, did like a little personal sketch for her. And I was like, whoa.
Well, Steph just had a photo she posted next to like, IRL version of this character dressed up with the exact same pose. And I thought that was pretty awesome as well. So more stuff coming around that, how we did that kind of drop. We're looking at everybody's feedback around it, having a lot of fun with it, and how we incorporate kind of different ways to get other ways to get collectibles. That was a ton of fun. And then we have the Running Mon, which also has the digital aspect to it in terms of the first 20. So those emails have gone out to the people who are the first 20 to complete that set. And they'll be connected and contacted. And so they have 60 days or so to, reply and get their physicals sent out to them. But this particular one was something else, Corey, with the special editions, as well as the notion that you could go after that phygital aspect of it. And I know you were pumped about the phygital because, Stanley Gibbons, like, you landed that one, and that's incredible because you're a stamp collector in real life. So that was important to you. But talk about the importance of the phygital here in this particular one. It's quite an amazing artist that a lot of people are finding out about.
Yeah, Uptempo as the artist, as part of Hands and Factory. This one we found out about kind of last minute through, I found out kind of last minute through the drop team. And whenever they told us how that was going to be working, I was really, really excited to hear about it. Anytime that we could tie a physical offering from an artist, whether that's a one-for-one sort of replica of what's releasing or something that there is also in their basically adjacent skill. And so the toys that are being sent out aren't these, but they're part of that Uptempo Hands and Factory work, which just allows collectors, especially ones who are finding out about an artist and they really dig it, like this, maybe this is your first exposure. Right. Now you're getting even more exposure because you're going to be getting those physicals too. So anytime that we can tie a physical in, logistics willing, it's, I think, a very high priority.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. People seem to be really loving it. They did send out a really cool message too on their X page, thanking the VeVe fam for just supporting the drop and enjoying the artwork. So it's a whole other collecting community again, which we're trying to reach out to. It's absolutely amazing. And then we have Daredevil #7 that's coming tomorrow. So we had the Daredevil 6 with Mr. Fear. There's the trailer coming out on the MCU, basically. We retweeted it. Yep. And then, of course, for the show, right? And then, of course, then we have this other Silver Age. This is the first appearance of his red suit. Like, this is a key, super fun issue. Another 2000 edition drop. And so we're trying to make it nice and scarce, but at the same time accessible to everybody. I know Chris Severs, if he's watching, he's a huge Daredevil fan. So, isn't the cover art on this absolutely amazing? I just love these.
Absolutely. You got two really, really iconic characters. And what are their, there's some back and forth. I find this full red first appearance and this theme, this is to me the iconic Daredevil. Like, I know the legacy yellow and red is, and I even have some of the physicals up on my shelves. I have like some Marvel Unlimited exclusive articulated
Yeah.
Yellow and reds toys, some that I've taken out to play with and some that I've kept cased because I know the value of that original costume. But the all red for me, it's king. Like, I love it. It's just, it ties into the character. His glasses are red in current comics. You know, he is the lawyer. His glasses, like the red theme for me, kills it.
And the Submariner right there. And we have the exclusive covers by Greg Land and Rochelle Rosenberg. So you know that they're repeat contributors and have some amazing other books on our platform as well for this one coming up. And I mean, look at that. Like, come on. Like, that's
really, really good.
That's so good. And then right there as well, the Submariner.
Imagine what a hard time it would be to be Daredevil and underwater. Like, how's that? Does like the sonar hearing thing work very well in water? I don't know.
It's got to work somehow. It's got to work somehow. Yeah. We have some special guests that are going to be joining us very shortly, everybody. Just, from 247. We're just going to cover a couple more things. Then we're going to bring them up, have some fun with them right here because they have a big special announcement, which is going to be great. This one's going at as well, 2000 editions right here. Same with the 10 gems right there. So let us know what you guys think and have some fun with that one and show us, tune into the drop shows and all those people that are covering this drop tomorrow. We do some collabs as well. Of course, on Tuesday, there was the Discord drop show. That was great with that comic as well. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Coming up, though, we have another comic that's going to be released soon. Stay tuned for the blog about this one that's coming out. This is Captain America 310. And this actually is the first appearance of a really cool kind of like sneaky thing going on right here. The Serpent Society.
The Serpent Society.
And so it's another really cool comic, and we'll have the blog coming out for that one as well. But you gotta love Captain America. You gotta love, you gotta love it. You just gotta love it. I know, right? So this one will be announced very shortly as well, right? So stay tuned for that. The Serpent Society is a business enterprise of criminals and mercenaries whose costume identities are based on snakes.
Snakes. Chat. If anyone in chat is really familiar with the Serpent Society, let me, because Aaron, you told me, it's the FA of Serpent Society, and I was like, I am not very familiar with that, to be honest. And like, I read a fair number. So yeah, Chad, if you're super familiar with Serpent Society, let us know.
100%. Just before we have our guests come up, I really wanted to talk about the AR aspect of things right here as well, Corey. I know Mr. Falcon is working with us, but check out some of the most recent stuff, you guys. We really want to start engaging you guys more with our collectibles and AR. I mean, look at Galactus there.
That's so good. So good.
Absolutely amazing, right? I mean, which one are you most excited about?
From the Galactus Evolvable release?
Yeah, from the Galactus, yeah.
I think it's going to be the Silver Surfer Herald pairing. Just seeing the characters zipping around and also taking a static FA. I'm a big Norn Rad fan. Like, I really love Silver Surfer. So getting to see him, have animation just feels like we're closing a circle. So I love that one. But in terms of just wildly impressiveness, it's the planets, which I think is the rare with the planets being absorbed, because that's just unbelievable. Like the scale of it, because the planet's orbiting just creates a huge amount of scale.
Well, and if you're new to VeVe and if you're tuning into this for the first time, just know like all our collectibles, you can enjoy them in AR just like you're showing right here. We're gonna have more tutorial videos coming out about how to do that. We're gonna show lots of like different features around that. And just to get to that on the app, you just hit that blue button right on your app, everybody, in case some people were not sure about where to find that, thinking maybe the AR wasn't around. But you hit that blue button, you can go straight to it, and then you can start having a lot of fun and doing stuff like this. It's absolutely crazy. So big shout out to you and your team, Corey, for with Falcon and everybody else who are like putting these together and kind of doing more promos about it. It's absolutely amazing. Now we have to transition right here. We have some amazing guests. But yeah, we're gonna bring a
bunch of them. I see them all on the stage back there. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guests. Let's go.
We have an absolute party going on right here. We got Carl from 2.
Hey, Carl.
Guys,
always good to see you.
Corey, what's up?
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Feels like it's been like age, like I don't know,
New York Comic Con.
Since New York Comic Con, exactly.
Yep.
So crazy, so crazy.
Well, thanks for joining us. We're going to bring all, of course, your buddies up here and everybody. You guys can all introduce yourselves. And we got about 15 minutes or 20 minutes for you guys to go through and tell us exactly what's going on. This is so cool. We're so happy to be like collabing with you guys. But let's start bringing up everybody. You can introduce and just take it away. Sure. And we're just happy to be here. We got Nate right here. How you doing? Nate's coming up. We got Will right here. We got Lingy right here. And we got Kreese. And then we also have Megalodon.
Megalodon.
All right, so before I get into this, I want to just get something out of the way really quickly. Everyone that's on screen today is the Bladesmith crew. So,
gotcha.
We'll get to meet them in a moment. I also wanted to introduce Magic Nate. You guys must have seen him in a lot of our content that we do together at 24/7 Comics. But one of the things I want to make sure everyone knows about is if you were part of the Kickstarter campaign for Zero Ghost that just happened end of last year, we had partnered with VeVe to offer the first 300 backers a chance to get a free download of the artist edition, and that just dropped, I think, today. And so if you want, you go to 247comics.com/VeVe code, put in your email address. If you did back that Kickstarter, there you go. And then, we'll get into Bladesmith. But if you go to 247comics/VeVe code, you could redeem it, and then you could redeem any other campaigns that you backed along Evermind, as well as for Swaggle House's comic as well. And so with that said, speaking of Kickstarter and what we're doing, our next campaign is Bladesmith. And Bladesmith is a very, very special property to our heart at 24/7 Comics. But with that said, what I'll do is hand it over to our friend and co-creator, Justin Kalen Chen, and let him tell you guys a little bit more about his background, his journey, and how he came to create Bladesmith.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Cool. I think Justin might. This is Lindsay, by the way, jumping in. I think Justin might be.
I'm here
right now. Oh, sick.
I'm
awesome.
Here.
Awesome.
Yeah. No, thank you, man. I think just talking about Bladesmith, I think it's been a really life journey. I know everyone has their artistic journey, but mine's also a life journey. So I was doing. I was in, this is recorded, right? So I was doing shady stuff as my career for a long time.
Don't go too deep. Don't go too deep.
Definitely not going too deep. So I was doing that for a long time. That was my career. I always laugh and say JCC Corleone is what I was doing as a version of what I was into. And I had to throw a Hail Mary to Hollywood, and writing was kind of the gateway to be cathartic. Now, why Bladesmith factors in is because I was always obsessed with the idea that the art of killing was like the art of cooking. Being that I am an aspiring culinary person myself, I always felt like those two things was intertwined. And being that, I was part of a brotherhood, I just thought the Bladesmith Brotherhood was, what if that combined everything coalesced into something. And so, I work as a TV writer in film and TV. So I work on a lot of shows and a lot of movies, and a lot of them are action and crime. And I wrote this spec because originally, I don't know if I told you this, Carl, but originally it was for Stallone. Stallone was interested in this idea. And so we fashioned this thing around the idea of Stallone being a bladesmith. It didn't work out, as many things don't. And so I was resigned to the fact that it was never going to be anything, because, the development world of Hollywood is very deep. Things die all the time. So then came in this lifeline of a man who I will pass off the mic to, and he sort of found Bladesmith, loved it, saw so much in it, and really gave it the life that you see here today, that I got to work with all these dope ass people. So I'm gonna pass it to Lindsay.
What's up, man? My name is Lindsay. Thanks, Justin, for that background. So how Justin and I met is through the kind of the background of the work that we did in Hollywood. We both kind of work in the film and TV space. And when Justin and I met, it was early in our kind of relationship when we're just kind of chopping it up, getting to know each other. Of course, like the first kind of thing that I was interested in, because all the writing that I read from him was very pulpy and very like poppy. Had a lot of flair and good style. And I was just like, hey man, what's like a screenplay or like story that you wrote that like you feel like is your biggest passion project, but like don't think it'll ever get made? And he threw this my way. And I kind of read it, and there is something there where like, if you didn't grow up watching John Woo movies, or like being obsessed with like the 90s and 2000s, like Chinese action films, you won't get this flair, right? You won't get the writing. You don't get this kind of like pace of it. But there's something about it that I really connected with, because he immediately created a world similar to what you would feel when if John Wick was first introduced to you. Ran through a very generic kind of idea of a revenge genre. And so then when Carl and I connected back, because he and I go back almost a decade plus, we're catching up during COVID, and I said, hey man, there's this story that I think you would really like, and I think it would actually live really well as a graphic novel rather than a feature TV right now. And he read it, felt the same way, and of course the great Carl had a really great perspective of saying, hey man, in this world you can compress story. So with what Justin had originally written as a feature, you can almost compress that into very quick issues. So he was like, well, if we want to blow this out, like, how would you do that? So then Justin and I went back and we kind of built the world around that and kind of just like really kind of injected more into it. So that's kind of where it's at right now. So yeah, if you love culinary, if you love kind of that wuxia or like that Shonen Jump character development plot world, then I think there's something here for you for sure.
Yeah, I just want to point in that the show that really made this idea take. I worked on a show called The Brother Son. I don't know if anybody loved it, but Michelle Yeoh starring Brad Falchuk, and I wrote on that show, and that was when I realized like you can really elevate the action genre across any medium. And so that really helped me and Linji shape the world of this thing as we came through it. So just want to shout out that show because it died a nice little death on Netflix after one season. But I still get love from it. You know what I mean? So I want to shout out everyone who showed love, including Carl, Linji, I fuck with it. But yeah, go ahead, Carl. My bad.
No, that was a fun show, and I think one of the things when Linji brought to me, and I would love like Linji and Justin to talk more about the story, kind of when we wrap this up, because I think it's really important. It's a really powerful story. But when they brought it to me, I was already kind of in 24/7. We're really building a lot of different IPs, and this was I think the third or fourth IP that we picked up, and a lot of it has to do with just what they were trying to convey. It's like to me, it was almost like our version of Kingsman. But instead of being suit tailors by day, assassins by night, these guys are master chefs by day, assassins by night. And at that time, I interacted with a lot of talent, but for some reason, Kreese just came to mind. I think, he at the time was up and coming. I just met him at different Comic Cons, and he was just really known for doing like killer commissions. And then he was really just getting his feet wet with like Marvel, getting invited to do covers and whatnot. And I thought it'd be good synergy just to meet the guys casually, and then they really hit it off. So with that said, 3-4 years later, Kreese is no longer the up and coming artist. He's had quite the journey now. So I'll let him kind of take it from here, including some of his crossovers with VeVe as well.
Yeah. Hey, so I'm Kreese. I'm the artist for Bladesmith. But
baby.
No, yeah, like when I first started, it was super exciting joining the team, and when I read the story, it was like very interesting. I love like action, I love food, so it was like the two perfect things combined. But yeah, I mean, you guys are super supportive of my whole journey when I started doing more stuff for Marvel, allowing me to kind of like put this on the back burner and then kind of also like hone my skills and get better with that. And so like happy to be back and happy to be working on this again, doing better work. But yeah, Marvel was crazy. It was a lot.
By the way, just to add to that, like Justin and this whole journey is so fascinating and so great because it came from the mind of Justin. We expanded it, reinterpreted it once it came to Carl and I. And then Chris is not just an artist part of this. Like he is part of the creator now, right? Because we had to re-break the story multiple times, and the perspective and the amount that he brought in and how to not only bring about action, but hey, what if we introduce this character in this way? So many great little like add-ons. So it was a really great. Not only is this like a amazing passion project, but I feel like everyone played its role and was respectful in saying like, hey, we're all here at the table. Like, how do we make this better instead of like, here, this is my way or the highway. So I feel like this is a really amazing passion project. And hopefully that you guys feel it too, just from our conversations, because we're very proud of this one for sure. And hopefully, I know we only have a few issues in the beginning, and it's running through a generic revenge genre, but we have a whole world built around this. We hope that if this succeeds, going step by step, we can introduce you to the world at large and the universe that we got in store.
And that's something I'd like to ask. Really appreciate all this input. And I think something that everyone should be aware of that's watching, maybe you're a VeVe collector, maybe you're not, we're glad you're here. But something that Linji and Justin both talked about is some of the roadblocks in terms of producing a good story and getting it in front of a large audience. And that's something that, Carl, you've talked about a lot. It's like a unique thing that you all do at 247. Is it 247 or 24? I always say 24/7, but then everyone else, I like 24/7. It just has a nice
fine. The slash is just hard to add to a website. But yeah, one of the biggest things in partnership with VeVe, and I'll kind of announce it now. Kickstarter is the destination. We're asking everyone to just follow us because we'll notify you when we actually launch. But one of the most important aspects of this partnership with VeVe, this ongoing partnership, is digital distribution. I think there's plenty of digital distributions out there, but to me, there's nothing like VeVe. To us, because of that, they've been so supportive. We were actually going to offer the first 247 backers a free download code, similar to what we had for the Zero Ghost Kickstarter, for a limited edition, VeVe only artist edition. So you guys heard it here first. In partnership with VeVe, as always, which we believe is the #1 digital distribution platform for comic books, you will get a chance to get 247 copies, one of one of the artist edition. And it's going to include beautiful art by Kreese, and it's this line art, and it's what's going to be really funny and interesting about this journey as well. And Kreese would love for you to shed some light on it. Is over the journey of the last 3-4 years, you've evolved a lot yourself. So for me, I feel like each issue is going to serve as like a time capsule to your creative journey. So we'd love for you to shed on that. And also, please brag about the titles that Marvel has, assigned you over the course of the last 3-4 years.
You got Iron Fist number 14. You've got Avengers Annual number 10. I think Spider-Man number 1. All exclusive covers on VeVe by you, Kreese. I love it. Just amazing stuff.
Thank you so much. No, yeah. When I first started, it was like before any Marvel work, and then so it's really just, I think it was like right when I was like really getting into sequential work and things like that, and then I don't know if it's bad timing or good timing, but Marvel hit me up and then started doing stuff for them. So like worked on what is it? The New Marauders annual issue, like the Marvel Voices issues, and then Tiger Division, which was Marvel's first Korean superhero team. That was like my first full miniseries, and that's what really I think that's when I really realized I had no time to do anything else, and that's when I carefully and asked Carl if if we could put our project on hold for a little bit and allow me to do the Tiger Division, and he was like, yeah, go for it. Very supportive. So thank you for that. And then I think that's when I really started to really understand the sequential work, the effort that goes into doing monthly sequential work, and then got a lot of practice through that, and then did some Invincible Iron Man issues, Fantastic Four annual, Moon Knight annual. But yeah, I think it was time to get back to Bladesmith, and after 2-3 years of doing Marvel in sequentials, it was great practice and great experience, and happy to bring that all back into Bladesmith.
Yeah, Chris came back home. We finally lured him back. Like, hey, brother, help the little people out, baby. And he was like, I'll take pity on you guys. Okay, I'm coming back. The big dog.
Bring you guys up with me,
Now, Carl,
guys,
we have Will and Nate in here. Can we get a little bit from Will and Nate as well? Since we got everyone in here, I'd love to just get a little bit of a soundbite from everyone.
Yeah.
All the contributors. Unless you're just here for moral support.
Will.
We're so blessed with Will, I'll say that. I mean, he's an OG in the game. He's been in the industry forever. And, I'll let him tell you guys about his journey, but I think most of all, Will, I think for people to hear from you, your approach to the story and why it's important, I think it's going to be very key, because we all love food, and having you as part of this, we're so blessed.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I feel the same way, brother. Man, we started this 4 years ago, and the key thing for this was like realism, man. Like photo referencing, food, people, stuff like that, man. Like we're putting in like a tremendous amount of detail into these books. You know, that's what 24/7 is about, man. You know, putting out like high quality stuff. And that's what I've been at for like a minute. I've been doing like Marvel and DC books for like years at this point. I don't know, you know, whether you've seen my name and stuff or not, it's been in there. You know, I don't know if you guys are familiar with what I've done, but yeah, you know, partnering with 24/7 has been, you know, life changing for me in a lot of ways. Like they've afforded me the opportunity to take time on the stuff, which is not something that you can always have with the big two. You know, Chris could understand, you know, like doing a monthly, that's, you know, it's a really stringent sort of schedule. You know, you got to really keep on top of it. And when you're doing the colors, that's pretty much, you're like at the back end of all that stuff. So any delay that happens early on, it trickles down to you. So then it's up to that person to just like catch up on that and make sure that it meets, you know, press. So 24/7 has afforded me the opportunity to work on this stuff for years at this point, you know. So like you're gonna see it, it's gonna really show in a lot of the pages and a lot of the detail and the food, especially, you know, like there are pages, panels in there that took me days to be able to finish, you know, because there's like these little details that are going in there that, you know, you're not gonna be seeing in any other book like it.
Nice, very nice.
In fact, the mandate to Will was to make us hungry, and we'll do that
Perfect
for the rest of you guys. But yeah, no, I know we're limited on time, but Magic Nate, anything we may have missed in our announcements here, and
you know what? I want to say it's been amazing to work with these creators and the team to make sure that we are prepared, and we are stoked about this upcoming project. For everybody in the chat, I see you there. I've seen people's comments and stuff. While I'm talking, can you tell me in the comments, do you prefer crunchy or smooth peanut butter? For those who like peanut butter, just go ahead and put that up there so that way all the VeVe people can judge their audience accordingly, because we all know crunchy's the best.
It's the only right answer. Right? It's the only right answer.
Along with the wonderful issues that are coming out with Bladesmith, and if you like food, you're going to love this. If you like action, you're going to love this. If you like food and action, you're really going to love this. With the upcoming Kickstarter tiers, we're going to be having available, there's some really interesting options out there for the fine folks who join our preview page, and really hope you guys do, which it'll pop up pretty shortly. You can join the Kickstarter pre-launch. That way you're some of the first to know. We love working with everybody and making sure that they can enjoy the art that these fine creators have created. Look, there it is. Oh my gosh, it's like magic. There's the Kickstarter page for Bladesmith. We have the tiers and launch coming up soon, so you're going to want to keep an eye out. And if you want to be some of the first to know, be sure to join that pre-launch and be a part of this exciting journey. If yes, licensed, please follow all our creators on all their socials. Follow 24/7 Comics on all the socials. We're doing a lot of work to make sure you guys are entertained and can enjoy the work that's being put into this. We have clips on our social media going out there. We've done some cooking videos on our YouTube channel. Like, we are 100% in this Bladesmith journey, and we want you to be a part of it.
And Aaron, thanks, Nate. Aaron and Corey, mind if I share a little bit about what's going to be on the Kickstarter? I mean, one of the things I'm most excited about, I mean, obviously you'll get Bladesmith issues 1 to 3, but we have these metal cards that can continue from the collection. So these are all metal.
Nice. Dangerous. You'll whip that at someone and take off a finger.
So 1 through 10 was on Zero Ghost, and then you're gonna see 1 through 11 through I think 18. That's gonna be on Bladesmith characters, and so that's gonna be huge. We're gonna have original art from Kreese, of course. Even the original art, the card art from the cards themselves will be available. And then Kreese, he was gracious enough to also offer some of his original art from his Iron Man, Moon Knight, Fantastic Four runs to be available on some of the tiers, and also cover quality commission. And so it's going to be amazing. So you guys need to keep track of it. Make sure you press that button that says follow at launch, and we'll let you guys know when we launch. And VeVe fam, you guys are always part of the journey. And for the first 247, we'll get a free download from VeVe for the very exclusive artist edition.
That's absolutely amazing, guys. And we just want to thank you guys for all coming out today, taking the time to do this. We'd love to have you guys come back and we could talk more about everything that's happening. I know we don't have a ton of time with you today, but this is so awesome because it's all recorded and people can come back and watch it. We're going to be tweeting this out, making sure everybody knows what to do. And Carl, any last things you want to say just before you guys head out of here? And once again, thank you so much, man. We really appreciate everything that all of you guys are doing. It's absolutely amazing.
No, last word just to want to say thank you to the VeVe community. I mean, thank you to you guys, Aaron, Corey. You guys have always been super supportive. This is a long-term partnership, and we see VeVe as our go-to digital distribution channel. And so follow 247comics.com across all our socials, and then also follow this Bladesmith page. We're excited. We're going to be launching very soon in the upcoming weeks.
Thank you. Well, thanks, guys. We're going to let you guys go. Then we'll end our stream right here. But hopefully, you guys, we can get you back on here because we love to get into this.
For sure.
Talk to each one of you and find out more about the stories and just go from there. But thanks, guys. We really appreciate you guys for popping in.
Thank you.
Thanks, appreciate you guys.
Thank you so much.
Team, let's go.
Honor the blade, baby. Honor the blade.
Actually, Aaron, you could just start rolling us right into our intro. We've pretty much covered most of everything. Is there anything pending? Because we're about 6 minutes over right now. We try to keep it within the hour whenever we can.
Oh yeah, well actually we got a couple minutes just until 12, so we're just at the end right here, but we're almost done. A couple quick things to do right here at the very end. Let me just show this. Hold on one second right here. Let me just share this for you. That was so cool. I'm just like that.
Yeah, I know. I love those guys.
So awesome. So
maybe we can get them back on and we can get some of the interior pages and panels, have Will and Justin, all of them talk about it a bit. It'd be a lot of fun.
Oh, I'd love it. Absolutely great. So we have another episode of Collectors at Heart that's coming out. Now, this is live on our YouTube channel. It's going to be going live very shortly. You guys can go watch that as well. That's going to be great. We have a little teaser to show you right here as well. We'll do that towards the, well, we could do it right now, Corey.
Yeah, you could just roll it. This one's, what is this one? This is Edinburgh, Glasgow, Scotland. It's beautiful. This is a really beautiful one.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Metaverse Life. And this is number 3. We also have episode 4 coming up very shortly. But let's run the trailer for this one.
I land in the iconic Edinburgh, Scotland. Or rather, feel like I time traveled here. The city is alive with historical views, cobblestone streets, and of course, music.
So cool.
That's going to be so cool. So
it's a beautiful episode. I just finished watching it. I'd seen a preview of it, and then I watched the full thing about an hour before this, and I think it's one of my favorites. It's beautiful there. Unbelievable.
Oh, it's absolutely crazy, right? And, of course, we have coming up now very shortly as well. This will be released on Friday. The full interview with Cold Chillin' in our VeVeverse showcase. We have a little thing to show for that too, right, Corey?
Do we have? I don't think we have anything for that one, do we?
Sting? Do a little stinger?
We've got a sting. Ooh, the VeVeverse. Shazah.
I just wanted to show that. I wanted to use it. That's all I know. I'm sorry. It's just so cool, right?
I was like, I think we've shown all the clips of the VeVeverse prior to the big one. Yeah, this one's about 35 minutes. You sat down with Cold Chillin' with Dan and with Ben, and Cold kind of walked through some of his different design concepts, how he accomplished some of his different things, what he was thinking. Really, really enjoyed his conversation and his unique take as a creator. Because, you know, every person that's in the VeVeverse and beta, they all have very different basically goals and what they're trying to show. So it was really cool hearing his story.
Yeah, and that's what it is too, everybody. It's a nice interview, a chilled sit-down session where we're kind of hanging out together, giving a beta tester a chance to kind of walk us through and let us know. We have some really cool VeVeverse promos. You know, you guys love the Galactus stuff. We'll see what happens in the future. But remember, this is a nice interview that we really loved, that Cold Chillin' took the time to come out and share his stuff. So that whole entire interview is coming out on Friday on the YouTube channel. It'll just be put up there. We'll tweet it out. We'll make sure everybody can see it. Make sure you go watch the whole thing. I believe it's about half an hour. It's like we really get
it's about 30 minutes or so.
Yeah, it's really nice as well, right? And to end off the stream today, you know, we have not on our channel, but Ben Rose, our co-CEO.
Yeah.
You know, he's back from his vacation. And he goes right at it. He's on Comic Crusaders channel with an interview that's already there now. And so what we want you to do from here is to go right over there and make sure you watch the whole interview. Comic Crusaders is a great channel. You know, lots of subs right there. They're really, really fun. And the conversation's really fantastic. It's episode number 522 with our co-CEO, Ben Rose.
I haven't got a chance to watch that, so I'm going to tune in maybe tonight and give that a watch. See what Ben's been getting into.
I know, right? That's exactly what I'm going to do as well, right? So, and like I said, stay tuned for our Collectors at Heart episode that's going to be coming out. Well, Corey, thank you so much for another awesome live stream today.
Of course.
Everybody in the chat, we got the giveaway. Stay tuned to see if you found out if you won. And we will be back again very soon.
Yes, we will, as always.
And we'll see what happens.
All right. I think we're on episode 9, so the next one will be our first double digit. I think we'll be going to 10. But like Aaron said, you know, thank you so much for coming in and watching with us. Thank you so much to 24/7 crew for stopping by to share, you know, the amazing things that they're doing. And until we see you in the next one, you got to say the outro. Happy collecting.
Happy collecting.
All right. Take care, everyone.